we also have to talk about, how hard it is to be a parent nowadays. You've likely seen the news on a very popular YouTube celebrity, Miranda Sings, whose real name is Colleen Ballinger. Her comedic skits, her ukulele playing, they have captured the attention of viewers for the better part of 15 years. She went from obscurity to being one of the most famous content creators on the planet, racking up billions of online views. I don't know why we just have this one video of a duck, but I'm just telling you, she's hilarious to kids and teenagers doing stand-up. Then you have Miranda Sings apologizing recently. She admitted she'd made some unwise decisions regarding her young fans, following accusations by some that she had inappropriate conversations with them in DMs. Her remaining tour dates of a roadshow and a podcast she co-hosts, canceled. Now, while Ballinger's story is still developing, we wanted to address the larger issue of what parents should know and do to protect their kids from unhealthy content or unhealthy interactions online. Dr. Daniel Bober, adult, child, adolescent, and forensic psychiatrist, here with me now. You cover it all. But we're going to leave Miranda Sings and that case to whoever investigates it. But is this a good chance to kind of regroup for parents? I mean, you put an iPad into a little kid's hand. You think the programming or the host of a show your teenager watches is innocuous. Some of my friends' kids, they just slide into their favorite celebrities' DMs. What is appropriate contact?
So I think this is really emblematic of this generation, and it shows the power of social media. It's really important now more than ever for parents to really be present, to ask the tough questions, to keep an open line of communication, and to do so without judgment or shame. And I think that is the key to this, which is if you're going to monitor your kids' social media, you have to do it in a way that doesn't make them feel judged, so that they know that when they see something that's questionable, that they can come to you. So you just really have to be checking in.
Yeah, but realistically, most kids aren't going to check it. They're not going to initiate those conversations, and they may not know what is inappropriate or what is uncomfortable, or they feel awkward, but they don't want to say anything. So how do you open up that communication with your children so that you can talk to them about what they're doing online and how they're interacting?
So I think that's only one part of it. I mean, I think part of that equation is having that kind of a relationship with your child where they know that they can come to you with anything. But I think you have to be inquisitive, and I think you have to talk to them, and you have to monitor actually what they're doing. And in the age of smartphones, kids could be off at school and you can't see what they're doing. So if you're not actively checking in and monitoring them, and I've even had parents, quite honestly, that have installed software on their kids' computers to monitor their keystrokes and what they're doing, which to some may seem like an invasion of privacy, but for me, safety trumps privacy. So you really have to be in there and you have to see exactly what they're doing.
We don't want to vilify all content creators. Clearly, this is the world we live in, but we're in a culture where it's like with anything. You get comfortable talking to people you don't know in real life, even if they seem like they have the best intentions. Worst case scenario, especially young people, they can't tell the difference between a friend or a predator. Do you have to make a rule where your kids only can send DMs if you're present?
Well, it may actually come to that. I think there are some people who certainly have very poor boundaries and can be very inappropriate. In the case of this social media star, I think that there was definitely a power imbalance. And what grooming actually is targeting a child for sexual activity where there is manipulation and exploitation. So I don't know if we can say that that was actually happening because it's hard to know what the truth is. But there are definitely people out there who are cruising social media for that purpose.
If a parent were to hire a babysitter, for example, to watch their kids, typically there's vetting, there are referrals. How can parents treat these online content creators like they would a babysitter and do the proper research on accounts and pages that their kids are following?
I hear that from people in my own family trying to find babysitters, trying to find nannies. It's so hard, because you think you can vet them, but you don't ever really know. So I think you have to let the nannies and the babysitters and the people that are working with your kids know that you're watching them and that you're going to be checking in, and you're not going to do it with advance notice. I think that's really the only way. You have to be a little bit suspicious, and some people would say a little bit paranoid in this day and age.
But you also have to do the same thing with those who your kids are watching online. You can't just watch one episode and think, okay, that's safe, it's fine, no harm.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen parents come into my office and their kids are on some of these sites and they've gotten involved in just unbelievable scenarios. So I completely agree with you.
Dr. Daniel Bober, thanks so much for joining us early on this Thursday morning.
My pleasure.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.